Hi, I'm Laura Bartow from Studio One Stampers, and I want to welcome you to my newest class, New Spring Cards. I have had so much fun designing these 10 cards for you using so much new product from the new catalog. And I cannot wait to show you the highlights in my video on some of the products that I've used to make these cards. But I also want to share with you an opportunity to tell you how to maximize your dollars. So while you're looking at this video, I hope that you'll start to fill out a wish list and jot down some of the things that you really would like to own, some of the things that you're really interested in. And if that wish list starts to get a little bit long, I've got a couple of tips for you. One is that when it gets to $150, you start earning Stampin' Rewards. And those Stampin' Rewards can be used for any product that we have in the catalog, but also for our host sets. Now these host sets can only be used with Stampin' Rewards, so that's your chance to get that. And one of our cards that we're doing today features this beautiful set, Touched My Heart. I just love this one. Now, during the month of June, Stampin' Up! Has also added a tremendous bonus. If your wish list is even getting a little bit longer and you get to $250, maybe you and a friend can combine an order, you will get an extra $25 in free product. That's $50 in free product of your choice with a $250 order. Wow, that is an amazing deal. But knowing Stampin' Up!, they've added even one more opportunity. Now, I don't know if you've ever thought about becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or just joining for the fun of it, but right now we have an added bonus to our great starter kit. Our starter kit is $125 worth of product that you choose. You only pay $99 for it, and there's free shipping. But on top of that, Stampin' Up! Is giving you the opportunity to get a free bundle, a free stamp set, and die bundle of your choice, completely free with your starter kit. And of course, you get catalogs and all sorts of other goodies in your starter kit as well. So if that's something that you'd like to do, and maybe think about always getting 20% off of everything you order, this is something that I'd love to talk to you about. So give me a call, shoot me an email, and let me know if you like that deal. Anyway, let's get started looking at all this great new product. Well, here it is, the brand new catalog, and everything that you're seeing today comes from this catalog. I hope you have so much fun. So get that wish list ready and start writing. The first card I want to show you is this beautiful floral card. It comes from Blossoms in Bloom, and it has a matching die set, and this die set has two different layers to them. In my card, I didn't use the extra layers, but here's a card where I used one of the extra layers, and you can see how it adds so much detail to the card. So I wanted to highlight that for you. And let me just do a little bit of stamping for you here. So the best way to use this stamp is to actually lay it out flat like that. I'm going to take Highland Heather and ink up the whole thing. And you can see this is a distinctive stamp, so some of the areas are lighter and darker, and it's supposed to be that way. I'm just going to lay my cardstock right on top of there, and then bring in a piece of scrap paper to go ahead and push. I'm making certain that I don't move the paper at all, but making certain that I actually get all pressure on all the different areas. So here we go, and here's what it looks like. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, I love that. So now it's a time to just add some more details. I wanted to show you how I put the color in the center. I'm just using a sponge dauber. I like to label mine with the color so that I know that that yellow is always going to be yellow. So there we go, just do that. And then we have a little center for these flowers, and that just goes in like that. I'm using Night of Navy here. and that was daffodil yellow there. So just add those centers in. And then I'm going to add just a few little yellow flowers to add into these centers, and then come back with my granny apple green to add some leaves. And that's all there is to do to get this beautiful, beautiful look. And that's layered on gorgeous grape. And then I have also a strip. I've used an embossing folder called Greenery. These are a set of 2, and I've run this one through the die machine to have that beautiful detail. That gets tucked under there. This goes here. And then I've already stamped my greeting, and to get this cute little edge on here, I've used this wonderful punch, Lovely Labels punch, and I'm going to flip this over, put that all the way in, just kind of check it on the other side there. Yep, it's doing great. And then I'm going to save this little piece, and I'm going to put that little piece right here so I can see how far I want my banner to go. So I'll just snip that off with scissors, and then that'll go right back in here, and then it'll be centered. I got that a little crooked. There we go. I can fix that. That's why I like to check. And then my greeting is centered because I did that little trick, and that'll go on there. And then, of course, just add a cute little bow, and we are ready to go. Let's move on to the next card. I probably should close my ink pads. That's probably a good idea. Anyway, I love, love, love this Blossoms in Bloom stamp set with the coordinating die. All right, let's bring in the next project. The next project uses the Tasteful Touches dies, and you can see I've used that shape here. That's this one here. I love all the different choices here. And here's the card, and you can see that I've just put the die in there. I've added a little bit of our denim ribbon to go on there, and that's all there is to that card. But I wanted to show you for sure the sentiment. I love the sentiment, a grand kid. And what I love about this, it says so smart, so fun, so sweet, so wonderful, and inside, we must be related. Of course we're related. We're phenomenal. So that is that stamp set. And then I wanted to just make sure that I showed you the designer paper that goes with all that. This is Artistry Blooms, a stunning, stunning collection of paper. You'll see it again coming up in one of the cards later on, but just look at all the choices in there. All right. So that's that one. I want to show you the next one. The next one is a beautiful floral card. This one says It's Your Day on there. And at the bottom here, you can see I've used the ornate floral die, to do that. And here's my pieces that I did. But I want to show you the stamp set. It's a happiest of birthdays. Some great birthday sentiments. I'm always, always in need of birthday sentiments. And I just fell in love with this one when I saw this one. We'll be using it again later in another card as well. But this one particularly, one of the things I wanted to show you about this particular card is that it features this Flowers for All Seasons designer paper. Look at this beautiful 6x6 collection of paper. It is just stunning. And you can see these are our 5 new ink colors, and they go perfectly. It was designed to go perfectly with that. And you can see that you can use these colors throughout the entire year. So look at that, how beautiful that card is. All right, so our next card is using the Happy dies, and here they are. Oh, I've had so much fun with these. A couple of balloon shapes, this Happy, and here's our card. I've used the star shapes from here, the balloon pieces from there, and a little bit more of that designer paper that I just showed you, Flowers for All Season. And let me bring in the stamp set as well. This, of course, is a bundle, and so you can put those two things together. So just a fun, fun bundle. All right, let me show you one more project right here. And this one is all about birds. Such a beautiful, beautiful little project. Look at how sweet that is. The bird just sitting on the nest looking over things. That comes from a die set. This is a die set that is jam-packed, absolutely jam-packed with pieces. I love these little birds that are circular, and the circular piece there, just so much fun. And what I've done on this card is used the die to cut out this little shape, and of course the bird, and I've colored the bird in with a couple of colored pencils. You never want to be without your watercolor pencils. This is a fantastic set. These are the watercolor pencils. Here's all the colors that you get in there. Love, love that collection. So here's the stamp set that goes with the dies, birds and branches, and then I took a greeting right here from Lovely You. That's where the Just Because comes from. So let's move on. Well, this is just the simplest, most beautiful birthday card, and we're using the happiest of birthdays. We used this It's Your Day, Enjoy It in a previous card, so you can see the diversity of this set. We're going to be using, again, this Artistry Blooms stamp set, or designer series paper, sorry. And you can see how it just has so many choices to it. I just love the vibrancy, and you can use just a small bit of it to give you a lot of great looks. So here is the card that we put together, and you can see what I did is I laid this out. These are just 1-inch strips. This is a fantastic way for you to use up 1-inch strips that you might have. Lay your birthday greeting on there. And then I just punched a couple of balloons with the balloon punch, and they get stuck right up here with a little bit of a string, and you've got yourself a beautiful, simple birthday card. All right, and that of course uses one of our new colors, Magenta Madness. All right. So the next, actually, 2 cards that I wanted to show you are here. And I'm going to kind of show them to you together just because they kind of go together. These are both part of our Ornate Garden Suite. There's 2 stamp sets. These are the 2 stamp sets that go with the Ornate Garden set. Here we are. So we've got Ornate Style and Ornate Thanks, and they both have framelits that go with them. And what I've done today, I'll pull those framelits in, is I've used them on different cards. So actually in the bundle, this is the stamp set that goes with the ornate borders, and this is the stamp set that goes with the frames. But I've kind of switched them for these particular cards just to show you the versatility of all of this. And both of these cards are using the Ornate Garden Designer Series paper, and this is a specialty paper. Look at how beautiful that is. Can you see the gold on there? Several of the sheets have the gold on them, and so you can do a lot with that, which makes it a specialty paper. And oh, here's a pretty one in here too that's got the gold. It's always hard to decide which side to use when you've got so many beautiful choices. Anyway, so that's the suite. To make this particular card, I did a couple of things I wanted to show you. One is that here's the piece of Designer Series paper that's just a gold on white. And so I took that and did some sponging on there just to give it some variety. So I just took a sponge and just kind of highlighted some different areas, made it darker and lighter in different areas. I'm not trying to get everything the same color. And you can always add a little extra darkness by just pinching the edge of that. And so here I have a beautiful piece that happened in an instant, and that goes underneath this beautiful cut edge. And this beautiful cut edge was done with this particular piece of the Ornate Borders dies. So I did that, and then we're going to go ahead and color this, and I'm not going to really do a lot of coloring for you, but I just want to point out the blends. Now the blends are now sold exclusively in combination packs, but that's how I use my blends anyway. I always love to use my lights and darks, so I'm happy that I can get them both at the same time. And so when I do this coloring, I want to just sort of start out with my lightest color and just add some, I just kind of drop the color into my flower and yeah, just kind of drop that in. This is Daffodil Delight Light. And you can see I'm just trying to stay in the direction of the petals. And then I can go with my Daffodil Dark. Let's see, is that the right one? Yes, it is. Okay. And then I'm just going to add some darkness at the beginning of these little petals and to start making it look like it's layered. There's a little bit of a shadow underneath the petals as the other petals are on top of them. So that's what I'm trying to highlight. I'm not going to take much time to do that, but you can just see how once you layer that all up, you really get a lot of nice layers and a lot of depth. The other thing that I did is I took the Balmy Blue Light and I just went in and added color into those open spaces because I didn't want it to be floating. And so that just makes the bouquet look like it's got a lot of depth to it because you've got the background of that blue around there. All right, so that's that one, and a little strip at the bottom, and that's how that one goes together. Just on there, a little strip, and then we've got it. For the other one that we've used with the Ornate Garden, it's this one, and this is just a sweet, sweet card. It started with Rococo Rose, which is not actually recommended in the color palette, but I love how it goes. And you can see I cut the frame out. This is in Pear Pizzazz, and look at how perfectly that layers on top of that. And also this particular embossing folder, the Ornate Floral embossing folder, is part of that suite as well. And you can see, of course, it goes really well with that. And then I just pulled in our little daisy punch, which we've had for a long time, and this cute, cute little ribbon. This is a gingham ribbon, and this just says summer to me. I just love the idea of this cute little gingham ribbon. And you just layer that all up and you've got yourself a beautiful card. So there we go. Oh, that must be Mr. McFeely calling. All right, so we're going to move on to our next card. And here it is. It's just a really simple monochromatic card. And the word monochromatic simply means one color. One chrome, one color. And so when I do monochromatic, what we're talking about is using this beautiful new ink color, Misty Moonlight. And I've used these two stamp sets, the Many Mates and the Comfort and Hope. The Comfort and Hope is what I did to make basically my own designer paper. I love a stamp set like this that has these different images in it. You can see how I've done those in the Seaside Spray color to match the back, and I've used a little bit of grays in there as well to keep that neutral tone going. And this here is the, I'm trying to reach the dies that go with this set. So here are the Many Mates dies. You can see all the great shapes that go in there, and that is paired with the Many Mates stamp set. And so you can see how that goes together beautifully. And just to show you how this is done, I basically did the whole piece. You can see I've done the whole piece there. And then you just take a pair of scissors and just trim off that, and you get two of these pieces directly from one time through the die machine. So look at that. So there we are. That's how I got my layer that's in there, and I have a second one that's just the same. So that's so fun. Of course, I brought in the Everyday Label punch to stamp my image and then punch that out, and used a little bit of the denim ribbon just because that just goes so well. And I love a monochromatic card. I think it's very classy, and the fun thing about that is you can pick any color that you want to use and stamp a monochromatic card. Very, very easy to do and very effective. The last card I want to bring into you is the one we started with this whole video, and this is the one from our Hostess set. This is the Hostess set. It's called Touch My Heart, and it's just gorgeous. I love the imagery on there. What I did here is I just used these background images to stamp the background paper to give me sort of a detailed area there. This is also one of our new in colors, our new in color green. And then this is shaded spruce that goes with it so well. And I've used that greenery embossing folder again. We had those, I used it earlier, I used this one earlier, and now I've used the texture that's involved in that one, so that looks awesome. And I just wanted to show you again, I'm bringing in my blends, and this is Blush Blossom, and I'm going to start with the lightest color and just kind of start at the bottom, bringing that up, and do a little bit in the darker color, and you can see I've got a little bit of that coming in, and then I'm going to have them sort of meet in the middle, and see my light color sort of bringing in the dark color, and I have that beautiful variegated look coming down. And isn't that pretty? And just so soft, just such a soft look. And if I want to add even a little bit more of that, I can add a little more of the dark at the top. And look at that, isn't that just so beautiful? What a stunning way to just add a little bit of interest with your blends. And then of course I used two other colors on the greenery just to add that in. And I used this punch again. This time for this label punch, I used this shape, and I used a 1-inch wide piece, and you can see how beautifully that layers onto the card. So here's our finished card again. So this is a set, of course, that you can only get with Stampin' Rewards, and that's for any time a party or an order is over $150. You can buy any of these host sets with those dollars. So I hope that you have a wonderfully fun time preparing your wish list and enjoying all of these projects. See you next time.